This video aims to explore the background to self-care kidney dialysis and to give some of the options available to those who are interested in learning about the impact of self-care or know someone who's thinking about it as an option. It'll show how being on self-care dialysis gives patients more time and flexibility to do what they want to do, whether it's pursuing their career or enjoying their free time. We'll see 7 examples of people who are already on self-care dialysis. The options of self-care dialysis are hemodialysis and peritoneal dialysis. You'll see that each of them do it in different ways and at different times of the day and night. What are the different options of dialysis in which I can self-care? Some or all of the following options may be available from your hospital. You're strongly advised to check with your consultant or nurse to confirm this. Continuous ambulatory peritoneal dialysis, CAPD. Automated peritoneal dialysis, APD. Conventional home hemodialysis, nocturnal home hemodialysis. Self-care in a hemodialysis satellite unit. Will I receive training to self-care on dialysis?
The training, I have to say, I didn't find that difficult. It's fairly logical, and if you're sort of reasonably practical, I think it's something you can pick up really, really easily.
What are the benefits of self-caring? The most common benefits that people experience are the freedom and flexibility to dialyse at a time that best suits them. For some patients, this means the ability to continue to work, pursue hobbies, and to generally live as much of a normal life as possible. Patients often say that by self-caring, they're able to fit dialysis around their life rather than fitting their life around dialysis. Will I be able to go on holiday if I choose self-care dialysis? Yes, the hospital staff will support you in organising plans to ensure that you can dialyse while on holiday. Where will I store supplies if I dialyse at home? Places where people store their supplies vary between sizes of homes, but some of the common places are in the spare bedroom, hallway, cellar, shed and garage. What if I decide that self-care is not right for me? We realise that self-care is not for everyone, and if you don't want to be actively involved in your dialysis, that's fine. Peritoneal dialysis can only be done at home, but hemodialysis is done at hospital or in smaller local units or satellite units, where you can be cared for by the nursing staff if this is your preference. What will happen in the future if I can no longer manage to self-care at home? If you're having peritoneal dialysis, you may have to switch to hemodialysis. If you're already having hemodialysis, your dialysis care will be transferred to a hospital or satellite unit. Do I need someone to help me self-care at home? Not necessarily. Most people can carry out peritoneal dialysis unaided. Most people who have home hemodialysis do have a helper, usually a family member, but it may be possible for you to manage alone. You'd need to discuss this with the renal team. I'm hoping to have a transplant soon. Is it worth learning how to self-care? If you think you're going to have even a short period of time on dialysis, it is worth learning to self-care. This will help you to get into the self-care way of thinking, which will help you to manage your condition after you've had the transplant. If I opt for home dialysis, will I still have access to the health professionals like dietitians and nurses? Yes, you'll still have regular visits to the hospital for checkups, and you can also contact the renal team for advice in between appointments. Technical support and assistance is also available in case you have problems with your equipment. I want to be self-caring, but my family want me to be looked after at the hospital. What should I do? Families sometimes feel happier if their loved one is being looked after at hospital, so it's important that you talk to them about your reasons for wanting to self-care so that they understand your wishes. The renal team are also very willing to talk to your family about self-care if you wish. How do I know if self-care dialysis is for me? Anyone can be suitable for self-care. The most important thing is wanting to do it. If you want to do this at home, your home will need to be suitable, and you'll be supported to take this option. What about self-needling?
But once you've actually set the machine up with all the lines and everything like that, and you prepare the sort of going on pack and you get your needles out and things, you have 2 needles and you have your fistula on your arm, which is where one of the surface veins in your arm gets joined to one of the arteries to provide a really powerful blood supply where you can put the needles in repeatedly and get a good blood flow and things.